Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Evening, maybe to you. I don't know where
I'm
you're
in
living.
Barbados here.
Okay, great. My name is Stephanie. What's your name?
My name is Ian.
Ian, nice to meet you. And
Nice to
thank
meet
you. Thank you for scheduling a lesson with me.
you.
We have a lesson here that you'd like to want to do this lesson on
Uh,
holidays? Or no?
I think, oh, I have to speak in part one. Yes, yes, please.
Okay, all right, good.
So the first class of the lesson is holidays and vacation.
Yes, it's about
Okay.
holidays and vacation. Yes. Before we start the lesson, though, I'd like to spend just 1 minute to get to know each other a little. I'd love to know
Yeah,
a little about you. I
yeah.
can see only two things about you. One is that I joined Cambly 4 days ago.
Yes.
Yes.
So this is my first class.
Oh, well, welcome. Good. Well, you also told me that you're living in Barbados. All right,
Uh,
good.
yes, please.
So, my other question is why are you working on why are you
Um,
studying?
because my job is Chinese teacher, and I always teach the English speaker Chinese. So, and most of my students they are beginners, so I have to use English to teach them as a media language. So I
Okay.
think if my English is very good, I can help them learn Chinese more effective or more fast.
More effectively,
Yeah,
quicker or faster. Yes,
yeah,
yes.
thank
Okay,
you.
good, good. So that I always would like to understand why. Most everyone, all of my students who are on Cambly, they are doing it for work, whether
For,
it's their current job or they
mhm,
want to get a new job or move to another country. But there
mhm.
are a few people that are studying English on Cambly just for fun. It's not very many though.
Yes, because job is very important. We have to earn money.
Exactly. Exactly, exactly. So really good. So the one thing I'll tell you, I'm from Los Angeles, California in the US. But 6 years ago, I moved from the US to America now. I live in Argentina, where
Argentina,
yes, where everyone speaks Spanish.
Spanish,
And
right?
yes, and so I use Cambly not only to help students, but to make sure I don't lose English. So
Yeah.
I'm yeah, like, I'm forced to speak it and explain and think about it, and I tutor maybe 10 hours a week, and I love Cambly, so I will be on Cambly forever probably.
Yeah.
Unless I move back to the US. Alright, good. So, this is your first class. I wanna tell you, for me, but I think for any tutor, if we're ever speaking too fast, too quickly, or if we say a phrase or a word that you don't know, please interrupt us. Please, if you want to know what it is, please say, "Excuse me, wait, what was that? What did you say?"
Yes, yes, no problem.
Okay, and good. And but you teach English, so you have a good understanding of it and your
Hi,
pronunciation.
Chinese.
Yes, yes. Okay, good. So these lessons this is for someone that wants to take the IELTS speaking exam or the IELTS exam, and we do the speaking part. We don't do the listening and the writing for
Mm-hmm.
IELTS, but we do the speaking here. And so, are you planning to take the IELTS exam?
Not really, but I think maybe I would take the S exam maybe 1 years later, I think.
Okay, all right. So, do you know much about it? Because the first part of this, I'm asking because it talks about what IELTS is. It's got part one, part two, part three. And do you know what the test is? So you've got a
I
list of
really,
topics. You
yeah,
do?
I
Okay.
actually I know nothing, sorry. I know
Ah,
nothing.
no.
So it's
Okay.
better for you to introduce some information for me.
Yes. Okay, good. Many students know, so I skip over it. It's the international language testing and what it does for jobs, for, visas, whatever. It shows the proficiency in English, and it will give you a number grade after you take the exam. And there are 3 parts to this, and it's not a long test parts. The first part, it's only 4 to 5 minutes. The examiner is going to have 3 topics. So it could be about vacations, it could be about education, whatever. And then they'll have a total of 12 questions. So they're going to ask you questions about these topics. The second part is that they'll give you a topic and then you have 1 minute where you get to prepare what you want to say. So they'll say, tell me about your time in Barbados. And then you have 1 minute to think about what you want to write and what you want to say. And then you actually kind of, it's like a small little presentation. And then the last part is just general, broad conversations about things in the world. We could talk about things like the pandemic or the economy or the environment. So whatever that is. So it's broken up. I have allergies. Please excuse me. I apologize.
No problem.
Right here with me. So this is what it's all about. Now we're not going to do a really. So they're going to check with you. They're going to talk. The main part of this is how you express your opinion. So there's not a right or a wrong answer. The best part I say is to don't think, oh, this is the right answer. It's not a job interview. You just want to be able to express what you think about something. And the key things is think vocabulary and the grammar. Okay. So then they're talking about the rubrics. When you think about these are the grades, they'll grade you like 6, 7, 8, 9. And as you get higher up, like 9, they're looking at your fluency is very natural, all of that. Most people, if they get anywhere like between like a high 6 or a 7, they're quite happy. That's pretty much the average that most companies are looking for. All right. Okay. So now we're getting into the lesson. So that gives you a little bit of background about IELTS. So this lesson, we're just going to review vocabulary words and phrases. So we've got verbs, phrases, and linking words. And these are all related to holiday and vocabulary. And what I want you to do is go ahead and read all of the verbs out loud and tell me if you're familiar with them, how to use them.
So for the verbs, the first one, to unwind. Actually, I don't know what's the meaning.
But this is actually good because you want to learn things. So, and it's to unwind. This is the difference. So wind, the thing that blows, the air when it blows is wind.
Yeah.
But when we wind, the verb to wind something up means to keep turning, to wind wind the ribbon or wind. Well, I don't know what we wind, but that verb action is to move, to kind of to roll something up, like thread on a spool. You wind the thread, right? On the spool when you want to sew something. So we've got the verb. So to unwind is to relax.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Yeah. You go to the beach to unwind. That's a very common one. Okay.
So the verb wind, so it's like to push something.
So wind is the noun. This is one of the things about English. We noun the blowing air. So that's wind. Wind is the verb to roll something on itself. Wire.
The pronunciation is a little different for the noun and the verb. So wind and wind.
Yes, we have many words like that, where if it's the verb, you pronounce it differently than the noun.
I see.
Okay.
I see. It's good to know. And second, together. It's like two people, they meet at somewhere. And so to go sightseeing, like to see some sceneries.
Exactly.
To book a trip, maybe you need to use some apps to buy some things. I mean, to
Mhm.
buy some tickets or something, and to get together. It's like together, I think. To get
Together,
together.
yeah, exactly. It is to get together, to meet, to join. Yeah, it
Mhm.
is the same pretty much. Mhm.
To catch up, maybe to see each other, like
Yes.
catch you later or something.
Well, it's you got it closely. So to catch up, say that you've both been so busy and you haven't even talked to each other for 2 weeks. You can say
Oh,
meaning
oh,
we
I,
need to meet, or like we need to know what's been going on with you, what's happening with you. So to catch up. Mhm.
oh, I see. Thank you. To comp contemplate. I don't know that. It's familiar, but I can tell you.
So your pronunciation was perfect, even though you don't know the word.
Contemplate.
Contemplate. Contemplate.
Contemplate.
And that is when you think about something, you consider something. I'm contemplating going on vacation. I'm going on vacation and I'm contemplating going to Barbados maybe for vacation. I'm
Yeah,
considering, yeah, to
I see. So it's like
Mhm.
to think, but maybe more like think here and
Kind of,
consider. Think deeply,
yes.
maybe.
Yeah, to think deeply, exactly.
Mhm.
Yes. Mhm.
And
Okay.
for the phrases and collections, to cost an arm and a leg. Oh my God, that's a slang, right?
Yes. Okay,
Maybe
so this
seem very expensive.
yes, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. Yeah, it's like it's cost my body parts it's so much. Yes.
Yeah, I don't have money. I can only give you my arm or my leg.
Exactly. That's perfect.
And change of scenery. Maybe you wanna go on another place to change it.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yes.
To broaden one's horizon. So it's like you live here, but you travel somewhere else, so you can see a big world.
Mhm. Yes,
Mhm.
and I wanna correct on horizon. Horizon.
Horizon, okay,
Mhm,
horizon.
mhm,
So
mhm.
horizon is this, right? This is
Yes, exactly.
vertical.
Yeah, vertical, but the horizon is when we look out on the world, what we see on the
Horizon,
plane. Mhm, mhm,
horizon. To spend time, it's like you go somewhere, maybe go on a beach to swim,
mhm.
to reading book on the beach. So it's spend some beautiful, some nice time.
Yes.
And then here and there, so everywhere.
Yes, here and there. It's like we can go exactly. So I love it because you have some real knowledge of like a lot of common things in the US and you can understand these. Some students that they just don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense. I do have some things I want to make sure I correct though. So when you
Mm,
were saying horizon is like this, and then the other vertical. So horizon is the actual thing. We talk about what we're looking at, the
yeah.
landscape, whether it's mountains or valleys. And then this way is, but horizontal is when we're describing the adjective, the direction of something.
Mm-hmm.
Horizontal versus vertical.
But
So I wanted
oh,
to make sure, yeah, that you know that horizontal is not the same but they're related. Horizon comes from or horizontal comes from horizon.
I see. I
Okay.
see. So,
Okay.
horizon is a noun. Horizontal is adjective.
Yes, exactly.
Mhm.
Good,
So
good.
maybe because I'm a Chinese teacher, I need to explain so many words. So I need to find the most easier way to explain. So maybe
Exactly.
that's why I can guess the meaning of these phrases and collections.
Yeah, I think you're doing really well on these. Yeah. Okay. Linking
Link
words.
as often as uh, so it's like as often as I know as
Mhm.
something else.
Yeah.
So maybe this thing is very commonly uh, commonly thing or You can say it often as another things.
Yeah. You can say, I love to go on vacation, but I don't go as often as I would like to. You're
Oh,
just
I
kind of
see.
comparing it, right? You can say, yeah, and I go as often as I go outside every day, I don't get a lot of sun. So you can use it in different ways, but you're just kind of comparing those two,
Compare.
linking those phrases.
Okay. Indeed. It's like, you wanna emphasize something?
Yes.
Can you make a sentence? Indeed.
Yet. So the thing about Indeed, I'm going to be honest with you, I love it to use it because it's a little bit formal. But so it's kind of saying, in fact, in truth, you could
Yeah.
say, indeed, did rain as hard as predicted. Indeed, I can hardly believe it. It's almost like you're emphasizing something. And I really love this word. It's just, when you speak any your native language, you don't use every vocabulary word because they usually come naturally. But every time I hear a native speaker use indeed, I think, oh, I love that. I should use it more. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And not to mention, for example, uh, wow, I know what's the meaning,
Yeah.
but
Wait,
so
I
you
do too.
you don't need to say something.
So it's really weird because we use it not to mention, but it means in addition,
And
another important point. So it says not to mention, but it really means to mention. I mean the
I
trick of
say
it. Yeah, yeah. You could
so it's
say,
like, I don't want to judge you, but actually you want to judge someone.
yes, yes. It's like never still another word for not to mention. Just really weird because we really do mean
Mm-hmm.
another important point. You could say, the pandemic was really hard for people, not to mention it was bad for the economy.
Mm-hmm.
But you're saying not to mention, but you're mentioning it. I
Yeah.
don't ask me why. Okay. All right, good. Okay. You did great on that. You know a lot of these. So now I'm going to ask you a question. Actually, no, I want you to read this question out loud. This is just going to give you an idea what the expectations are when you take IELTS. What's a good answer, which is it satisfies it? What's a better answer that has more detail? And then the best one that they have that shows a high level of expertise in English with great grammar and vocabulary. So the question is, I'm going to read the question, then I want you to read each response. Who helped you with your homework? And then you read each response, the good, the better, and the best.
Mm-hmm. My sister helped me with my homework when I was in school. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
My sister helped me study when I had difficult assignments in school. When I had a difficult school assignment, my sister was always there to assist me.
Do you see the difference too in
Mm,
what
yes, please. As you say here, answers the question in a full sentence. So let's just answer the question. It's like who, and you just answer my sister.
yeah.
And for the better
Mhm.
way, you give more details like when. So it's not always my sister help me, but it's just when I had difficult assignments. And
Mhm.
the best way to answer the question is like, you use more high level grammars for uh, uh, always there,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
the vocabulary assist me. So it's like help, but it's more local or something.
Yeah. And it's just, using a different vocabulary word to say the same thing, right? Instead of help, why not use another vocabulary word? So yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. That's how when we're also with interactions with native speakers, especially in business, you will look at that and like who would you want to do business with, right?
Mhm.
the person who has a command of the language and all of that. So good. But sometimes you might start off, if you're going to answer with more than one sentence, you might start off with a very simple thing. My sister.
Sorry, the connection is not very good. Not really. Yeah, my screen is frozen. This seems to you. Maybe my connection is not very good. Okay, no problem. Should I leave or something?
Okay, you're back.
Welcome back.
So could you hear me when I was
Yes,
talking?
please. Yes,
Yeah,
please.
I couldn't hear you. I was typing. Everything was frozen. All right.
Okay.
Okay, we were good with this, and we were going to the next slide. So now, here, nope, we're not going to worry about that. We're just going to, I want you to answer some good questions. So
Mhm,
now, this is about holidays and vacations. My
mhm.
first question, and thinking about how do you want to answer, do you like holidays?
Yes, of course. And I think no one dislike holiday.
Exactly. Mhm. And do you during holiday periods?
I think if I have a week holiday, I would spend 2 days stay at home, and the rest of the 5 days I would travel somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's good.
actually, I enjoy travel alone.
It's less complicated, isn't it? Traveling alone.
Yes, you need to negotiate or something. In that word, uh,
Negotiate.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you wanna go there, but your partner wanna go another way. You wanna eat spicy food, your partner want to
Yes,
eat sweet food. Oh my god.
I agree. I know exactly what you're saying. Yes, you have to negotiate everything. So, and it
Mhm,
depends on the person that you're traveling with too. If they're easygoing, great. But if
mhm.
not, they want to. I mean, I've gone with friends before, and it's like, I like to get up early. I'm not going to wait for you. I'm going to get up and go somewhere, and I'll meet you when you wake up. Not like we have to do everything joined at the hip, we
Yeah.
say. Yeah,
Mhm.
I agree. Okay, good. Now, think about expanding your answer. Think about how we were talking about the good, the best, better, and the best. So, my next, and you don't have to answer it. You can think for a second if you need. What is your favorite holiday?
My favorite holiday, I think, is the summer holiday when I was school because it's 2 months holiday.
Yes.
And
Mhm.
actually, I'm from a little town in southern west southern China. It's a very little town. But when I graduated from high school, I went to Shanghai to uh, go to the university, and it's very different. And I need to for the train, I need to spend more than 30 years. And for the airplane, it's maybe just 3 hours, but it's expensive. So,
Yeah.
uh, I would expect every summer holiday because I have enough time to go back my home to visit my grandma, grandpa, and I had
Mhm.
so many time to hang out with my high school friend, and
Yeah.
maybe I can go some very far away from my home. China is very big, so if you want to go
Yes.
to Beijing, go to Guangzhou, you need
Mhm.
to have so many time. So I think summer holiday is my favorite holiday because it's long. And I like hot weather, so I don't like
Oh,
uh, the uh, the winter holiday. I don't like it.
yes, yes. And depending on where your hometown is, if you're in the Southwest, the winter probably wasn't too cold for you where you
Um,
live.
in the
Huh?
winter, the temperature is like it's above zero, but it's usually
Mhm.
maybe 5 degree, 5 Celsius. It's
Okay.
it's
It's
enough cold.
cold.
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
yes. I I think cold, but people who live in
mm,
colder weather, they laugh at it. But here
mhm.
where I live now in Argentina, that's how it gets like -2, -4 at night in the winter. I hate it. It's
Yeah.
awful. Yeah, but that's not that cold, right? Most people are like,
Mhm. Yeah.
That's winter."
And it's like Beijing is in the northern China, and it's
Mhm.
usually in the winter. It's usually under or negative Celsius. But in Beijing, they have the how to say the in the house. It's very warm.
Like the heaters
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
house.
yeah. But
Yes.
in my hometown, we don't have that, so
Yes,
it's very
exactly.
cold. Very cold.
Also, if you live in a smaller town and you don't live right next to houses, like in Beijing, everything is right next to each other, right? It's
Yes.
tall buildings. You have
Yeah.
your neighbors. Like, there's no one that lives around me here.
It's
When
warm,
I
right?
heat my house, I have to heat, there's no warmth from anyone else coming. I know what that's like now. I learned a lot.
Mhm. Okay.
All
How
right.
about you?
So it's very cold here. I live out in the countryside in
You
Argentina.
said.
Yeah, and it's cold only for 2 months out of the year though. But it's
Mm,
real winter. It snows a little bit and it's cold nonstop and it's dark. And then the rest of the year is beautiful and hot.
uh,
Yeah, I don't complain too much. I know, oh, I'm gonna
I
stay
wanna
inside.
travel there.
Yeah, yeah. It's really beautiful. Right now, I have shorts on. And but in the winter, if you see me, I have like
Yeah.
sweaters and my a blanket on. It's awful. It is. All right, I
Mhm.
want to take a pause because my next lesson's calling, but we're not. We still have a little minute. How did you enjoy this? Do you? What? It's
Uh,
your first lesson.
it's my first lesson, and I'm very lucky to have English class with you. I like your teaching method, teaching style, and you are good at like how to say that. My mistake.
Explaining,
Ex-
correcting.
yes, please. And I
Okay.
really enjoy this class. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. It was really great to meet you. Good. Enjoy your time on Cambly. I hope to see you again.
Yes, I hope so.
Okay. All right. My next lesson's calling. We got a little problem with that, but I'll see you
Okay,
next
no
time,
problem, no
maybe.
problem. Bye bye.
Okay. Bye bye.